Alright, so all four of these, 1, 2, 3, and 4, the balance shaft roller and the tensioning sprocket and the timing belt roller and tensioning sprocket are both going, all four pieces get replaced in our belt and roller kit. So I'm going to remove the two of them. I have a Garden Variety 17mm because 3 out of the 4 work in that capacity where the shaft is centered and they're eccentric, so that you're going to have a spacer and a tensioner. So I'm going to remove them, and then I'm going to replace the washer and nut. Here, Rob, can you grab this, please?
Yep.
So that I don't lose that hardware for right now. Just gonna stick it on. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all going to come off in that same fashion. 1, 2, and 3 rather. And then the balance shaft sprocket, which is a free spinner here, you need to use either a Porsche tool or a couple of locking pins with a vice grip, but I have the spanner, so we're going to use that. And you guys will, if you buy or if you're sourcing out the toolkit to do such, you'll always see that as a part of that kit. We showed you the 9206. Here you go, Rob. The other day, which is the flywheel lock, which is also part of that same toolkit. And momentarily, I will be using the pin spanner, so you'll see that as well. This is like counter. This is not threading nicely. So it doesn't get lost as well.
As you can see, Jason's hooking up a breaker bar to this. And it appears to have done the job. Oh, by the way, Jason, smile. Ah, there you go.
So now that the breaker bar freed up the lock nut off the top, I'm just going to go ahead and lose the extension and get back in there with the ratchet. Get this pulley off. And the sprocket is what, this one's actually a sprocket.
Look at that technique, ladies and gentlemen. Women dig him, men want to be him, and fish fear him.
That's funny. All right. Get that washer off so it doesn't get lost. All right, so obviously you're looking down through the front of the engine at the it's a pin spanner to remove the sprocket here, which is just on a bearing, so it's just going to spin freely. So what you do with this is it's got some holes, some offset holes, and you go ahead and get the spanner into those holes, and then it leaves you access for your 17mm ratchet to go in there and just pull against yourself so as to not damage the threading, but I am going to have to use my breaker bar again, which actually is a good thing. It means it's retained its tension.
There we go.
Now, that's loosened. Okay, so to access the timing belt, what I did is I removed the two 10mm bolts, nuts that were holding the belt guard in place on the water pump. Here, Rob, you want to take that? Alright, and which should give us enough room to walk this belt up over the water pump and slide the balance belt sprocket off at the same time.
Action.
What the fucking action. Alright, so the belt comes off by taking the tensioner and rotating the nut inside. You can see the whole pulley moves. Slide the pulley to the topmost point, and then you can simply pass the belt off entirely. And the sprocket comes off as well. So bearings in this are pretty good too. This was recently replaced. So at this point, all of our belts are removed from the car.
Out.
Timing belts out. You want to hand me the camera, Rob?
Camera coming down. Go on.
So from the bottom of the car, here's what we're looking at. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4 rollers are going to be replaced, so they've all been removed. Here's your camshaft sprocket down here. I'm sorry, the balance shaft, crank, water pump, idler roller, and this is the balance shaft roller. So everything actually looks in pretty good condition. I have a little bit of gunk in here that's collected around the body of the two retaining studs for the water pump guard. And just a little bit of spider web on the inside over here, over the balance shaft stud, but otherwise everything looks pretty good. So we'll clean this up a little bit and get ready to take our kit out and put everything back together. So we'll be talking to you soon. Thanks.